Your last team meeting? Someone at the table already knew what to do. They never said a word, not because they didn't care, because the meeting itself was designed to keep it hidden. Well, I'm going to show you why this happens to every team, and I'll give you a free tool that fixes it. In 1985, researchers Stasser and Titus ran an experiment. They gave 4-person groups a decision to make: choose the best candidate in a political caucus simulation. When every person had access to all the information, 83% of the groups chose the right candidate. Then they changed one thing. They took the exact same information and distributed it across the group. Everyone had a piece. No single person had the full picture. But collectively, the group still had everything they needed to make the right call. The result? Groups consistently chose the wrong candidate. Not because the information wasn't there, it was. But during the discussion, people spent their time talking about what everyone already knew. The unique knowledge that each person held, the piece that would have changed the outcome, almost never came up. A meta-analysis of 65 studies confirmed this isn't a fluke. The gap between how much teams talk about shared information versus unique information is massive, what researchers call a 2 standard deviation difference. It means the unique pieces of the puzzle almost never see the light of day. And the larger the group, the worse it gets. This isn't a motivation problem. It's not a trust problem. It's a structural problem called the hidden profile. All 3 invisible forces are driving it on your team right now. Force number 1, who's in the room? There's a concept in social psychology called homophily. It means we naturally gravitate towards people who think like us. In schools, this is baked into the system. Your PLC is the same grade level, same subject area, same building, often similar training and background. And look, that's not anyone's fault. It's how teams get assembled. But it does mean your team already leans in the same direction before the first agenda item. Force number 2, what happens when they talk? Now here's where it gets counterintuitive. When like-minded people discuss a topic, the group doesn't land in the middle. It shifts towards a more extreme version or wherever it already leaned. Researchers call this group polarization. This is not groupthink. Groupthink is when people suppress what they think. This is different. People actually change what they think. The group's discussion generates a lopsided pool of arguments that all points in the same direction, and members genuinely move further in that direction. Colin Fisher, in his book, The Collective Edge, introduces a term for this, acrophily. I know, I've never heard of that either. It means we're naturally drawn to people who hold slightly more extreme versions of our own views. In a recurring team meeting, that compounds. Week after week, the window of acceptable options narrows. PLCs meet every condition the research identifies as maximizing this risk. Same people, recurring meetings, limited exposure to outside perspectives. So it's not a people problem, it's a design problem. And force number 3, whose voice wins? Researchers at MIT found that collective intelligence isn't predicted by the average IQ of the group or even the smartest person in the room. It's predicted by one thing: equality in conversational turn-talking. When a few voices dominate, the group gets worse, even if those voices belong to the most experienced people on the team. Okay, so here's the chain. Homophily determines who's in the room. Polarization determines what happens when they talk. And dominance determines whose voice shapes the outcome. And that one insight that could have changed everything, well, it never even makes it to the table. If the problem is structural, the fix has to be structural. You can't just tell people to share more or speak up. It just doesn't work that way. You have to change the architecture of the conversation itself. So that's why I've built the Perspective Reveal app. It's a free tool, and every step targets one of the three forces we just talked about. The leader doesn't ask the team what perspectives to consider. The leader designs them in advance to include viewpoints the group might not generate on its own. That's how you break homophily. You bypass the team's natural defaults at the input level. Step 2. A 6-digit code is created that allows everyone to enter the same room. Team members vote privately. No one sees anyone else's choice. In a normal meeting, the first person to speak anchors the conversation and the argument pool tilts in that one direction. Here, every person commits to a position before hearing anyone else. That's how you disrupt polarization. There's no skewed argument pool. There's no race to the extremes. Step 3. The leader reveals all results at the same time. Every vote carries equal weight. A first-year teacher's choice shows up exactly the same as a veteran teacher, a team leader, or even the principal. And that's how you equalize voice. The reveal shows the actual distribution of thinking, which is almost always more varied than people expected. Then pairs discuss why did you choose what you chose. You go through 3 rounds, each with a different guiding question, but still focused around those same perspectives. This isn't a discussion tool, it's a pre-discussion tool. It restructures the conversation so that when your team does talk, they're starting from reality, not assumed consensus. So, Colin Fisher's core argument, the fix isn't better people, it's better structure. The Perspective Reveal app, it's free, link is in the description. Takes about 60 seconds to set up. Today you saw that even if the size is right, the conversation itself can bury your best thinking. But there's a catch. Even the best structure can backfire if one condition is still missing. That's next. Drop a comment. What's one thing you wanted to say in a team meeting but you didn't? Hey, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.